Hey guys, it's Lucid. Welcome back to another episode. Here with Xibalba, where we're getting crushed. Well, not crushed, but diplomatically trounced by unfavorable matchups. So yeah, get ready for the continuation of the Salt Parade. We have some assassinations. This was my best assassin I've made. I actually went and turned a hero into him just for the job of killing Melquirts, so that if he tries to do anti-assassin gear on Melquirts, well, good luck, because this guy is literally going to shit out undead. We basically just kill a bunch of his dudes. We didn't run into any Melquirts, but we killed 4 dudes. He does have a lot of guys there. I think I pinged him. And he has cracked the fort now. Oh no, this was a different province. Where did I ping? Okay, this was it. So this is what we're looking at. There's still a lot of priests, which are going to do a pretty good number on undead spam. So we're probably going to mix it up with a fair amount of imps. We've got a few Melquirts kitted out with Vine Shields and Main Gauches of Parrying, and Maces of Eruptions and Vine Shields, and Frostbrands and Vine Shields. Plus Flying, which will be fun. So yeah, he's basically all in on this, and I've already done this turn, so, I mean, I haven't submitted it yet, but that's basically it. Where did this happen? Oh, he's trying to arrow my guys. It's hilarious. It's actually kind of hard to arrow people. But it is pretty good at killing bats, which means I probably should actually take all these guys and have them run over in here. But yeah, we're gonna do the full Monty, break the fuck out. There's a couple things I think I need to tweak. One of them is... So let me run through the script, but first let me tweak one thing. I want to have 2 people casting... I kind of brought a bunch of extra skeletons, blood slaves here. Should be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. The casting thing's all fucked up because it doesn't know it's part of a communion. But that hopefully will work. So what I've done, we're not assassinating anybody because I want my assassins in battle because I want these lifelong protections in battle. They're going to make a lot of imps. A lot of imps. The total number that we have here is we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 here, and then I've got another guy coming in. Oh, not this guy. I've got this guy coming in also. And I haven't given him a black heart yet, because that's just going to cause him encumbrance, and we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that later. I've taken off all my research items, because there's a good chance that this is kind of my last turn, but I think there's a better chance that I kill all his entire army to a man, which would make me happy. Make me very happy. There's also a chance that he ends up technically winning, because I can't kill like a berserked Melquart or something, or some Melquart running off the field. And then my army runs, but then we'll just retreat back in the fort. That would be a victory for me, but I think I'll kill the entire army if I'm... It's hard to know, though. The script I've got is I think this is the way to do it. If you want to try this with Xibalba, I think this is the way you do it. The death randoms, because here's what's important, is I need the enemy to be out here. Once I start getting close, these idiots start casting Frighten. Even when they're, like, effectively Death 4, they could do Drain Life, they could summon a shit ton of skeletons. They're like, no. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna cast Frighten on these, like, pretty high morale human troops. Like, honestly, fuck off. Anyway, the trick is we have to keep them out here. So the way we're going to do that is a few-fold. One is the death randoms, the guys who are Death 2, are going to do Horde of Skeletons, Reinvigoration, Horde of Skeletons. And that's going to make the first little chaff wave, which will be probably like 50 skeletons, which is going to run out this way. And that just is going to get crushed. Meanwhile, we're going to also summon a preliminary imp wave, and that's going to mess up their formation, and it's going to potentially get some of the people in the back. So there's going to be some imps coming out around turn 2 or 3, plus all the lifelong protections, which I've got 6 of. Those are going to be making 12 imps a turn. Forever. So that's a lot. So that's going to kind of mess up their formation, and then they're going to kind of be running in, and hopefully the first wave of death randoms, their skeletons get out here. And they don't chew through it, hopefully, so amazingly fast that, that basically we fucking die. So, okay, so that's part of it. But the thing is the death randoms aren't very good. Like, basically they're going to do Horde of Skeletons, Reinvigoration, Horde of Skeletons. After that, they're going to be at like 80, 90 fatigue. They're only going to cast Horde of Skeletons once every like 4 or 5 rounds. So they're basically done. But we have our Communion, which is coming online. So our Communion, we've got... it's kind of complicated. You can see we've got a lot of mages coming in. I've got 8 or 9. I think I have 9 Sabbath slaves, which is going to mean it's a +3 communion because it's 2 to the power of 3 is 8. So anyway, it's a 3 communion, which is going to mean my casters, who most of which are not death 2, most of them are death 1. It means they're going to be death 4, which importantly is going to give them access to drain life if they need to, for like milkwards who get close. But anyway, so people are going to be running in. Our communion masters are going to fire up. We try to almost across the board pick blood randoms, because that way, and I've explained this in the previous episodes, but that way they're not going to fatigue themselves out with the Sabbath Master, and then they get to reinvigorate the communion. We're going to do a fair amount of summon imps at the beginning, but not always. And that will hopefully just... I need to keep the ball from coming in close where these idiots want to cast Frighten. The strange things we do to get our mages to cast the right things. So, anyway, we're doing that. The number of masters I have, I can't remember. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. This guy's also doing personal regen. We're going to talk about this guy's script in a minute. 4. 5. 6, 7. 8. And you can see these guys are making a shit ton of imps, more than they're making other things with Bloodlust at the end. 8. And I'm hoping that a lot of these imps kill the priests, and after that, when they go off script and do skeletons, it'll be better. And we've also got 2 Bloodlust going, one at, I think, turn 3, one at turn 5, so hopefully it catches a lot of the imps. You know, if I had Darkness, that would be the shit. I don't, though. 8, 9... 10, 11... I think it's like 11 Communion Masters, and then like 9 slaves, which should be fine for this. Now, the other thing is, I have a few people who are going to be joining as slaves. In case the battle goes long, it's going to kick it up to 12, which is not going to increase the magic power. It's just going to add a little bit more sustain. And but they're going to do a salvo of imps at the beginning to kind of keep the ball way downfield. And yeah, so anyway, they're going to do a ball at the beginning, and then they're going to become slaves. Sabbath slaves. And there's quite a few doing that, with 4 or 5? And so they have 2 slaves each. And then up at the top, like we have the normal guy, this guy's jumping in doing Summon Earth Power to put that on the slaves, and then, yeah, this one's just kind of going like normal. So, feeling kind of okay, and I've tried to make kind of a little donut, so hopefully some of the slaves spawn in here. I don't want all the slaves to spawn on the outside, but that may end up happening. I don't know. There's kind of problems with this too, where like Maybe I do like a horseshoe, that way things can potentially get out. I don't know. I haven't really min-maxed this at all, but hopefully some of the slaves spawn in here and then the skeletons can find a way to get out. Up here, we have our Bane Lords. Or Banes, not Bane Lords. And I have 2 each. And to make sure we have as much HP density as I can in here, one of them has a skeleton guarding them. That's why you see the little red square. But so there should be, cross your fingers, when they're casting, 2 Banes and a skeleton in each of these squares. And then these guys are Earth dudes, who are basically going to do Summon Iron Warriors, Iron Will, and hopefully that will hit down here and not some idiot over here. I think it will, but you never know. And then these guys are on just basically hold as long as they can and then attack large monsters, which will hopefully take them after the Milkworts. And hopefully they don't get banished or anything. Things that I'm not doing that would be good, like if I had Astral, it would be really nice to do anti-magic, which I would if this were a proper fight and it wasn't so fucking scrappy, because like I had shamans and stuff here I could have gotten. We've got this guy who's crippled, so he couldn't make it. So he's going to be taking an army full of corpse constructs over here and hopefully taking this back for me. I'm not expecting raids, so I'm not going to be patrolling my forts. Except down here. And here, we've got one dude calling God, we've got a few guys making more corpse constructs, we got these guys blood hunting. I still do kind of have unrest issues. But you know what I can do? Well, no, I don't really want more corpse constructs. Anyway, what I basically got going on is we've got a shit ton of Banes coming in. Did I not have another greatsword? I guess I didn't. Is he missing an arm? Oh shit. Okay, we'll give him a flesh eater. So anyway, they're all going to kind of run over this way. And yeah, basically I have 2 guys spamming out Iron Warriors on them. Don't know if they can hit it 3 times. Probably not. Because I have a good feeling Niflheim's going to try to jump me. It's starting to get cold. And my thing went all of a sudden to cold 0, which I'm not getting any messages. I think he's doing Wolven Winter, but I can't see. And I don't know why. Because I don't think I saw it on Agartha, but it was also possible I wasn't paying attention. Let's give you... Anyway, for whatever reason I can't see, but you can see right here, maybe it's because his Dominion's here. So it's probably a mix of his Dominion plus it turning Winter. I don't think he's actually so he's probably going to cast Wolven Winter. If he doesn't attack this turn, he'll probably attack next. He's waiting for the Winter to move these idiot giants in. God, I hate fighting them as Xibalba. It's so fucking painful. But this is the best I can do, I think, having these guys. If I had Aussies, I would literally have to kill them in 1 turn, which is something Aussies can kind of do, but it's not something they're going to do in Cold 3, I don't think. Not with all that protection. And I would really have to take a Hellbless, I think. Anyway. We've got other tools we're going to try to use here. So, this is it. This is it. I think once I have kind of given up the fact that I'm going to win, or like have a chance at winning, defending becomes a little bit more fun. It was kind of painful when I was upset about the tragedy and unfairness of having these 2 people jump on me, which was just the worst fucking matchup. But anyway, after I have let the pain go away, and then I'm just trying to inflict as much damage as possible on both their nations by Bane Venom charming him, which, by the way, I had 2 guys on top of his cap, so he lost 10% of 3,000, so that's... what's that? Yeah. It's like 3 or 4,000 pop. That's like losing a province last turn permanently. We're going to be sending back this guy on top again this turn. This time he's got a Ranger's Cloak, so he's going to be harder to detect. And we're going to have this guy kind of hang out here. If he gets caught, he's going to do Elemental Fortitude, Gift of the First Soul, Invulnerability, Fire Shield, Holy Avenger. I don't have Soul Vortex yet. It's too bad. We're running up to Evo 6, which will matter if I win this battle. If I lose this battle, I will probably... It's probably a good game. It's gonna be. I'm not gonna go AI yet, but it's gonna be. We're getting close to that point because this would literally. It depend. I mean, if I lose this, and he takes my fort, then literally every mage will die, just about. Which actually, speaking of which, that is a reason to take this, so that if he takes my fort, I actually have somewhere to retreat to. I was gonna take this because it's higher income, but I think this one having a place to retreat to is actually probably better. And maybe, just maybe, I thought I had one other, oh no, he's researching. Yeah, everybody's literally, all my mages are completely tapped out. It would be nice to get my god back too. Okay, I think that's it. We are getting, oh, we can get mages too. Let's make sure we recruit. Get mages while you can. Life lessons. 5 will be enough, probably. Not enough, I mean, it's going to be fine. We're blood hunting here and here. I don't think we're blood hunting here. Yeah, we're not. And I don't have any money. I mean, I don't have any mages, so I've got most of my items, my research items sitting in the lab this turn. And I think that's it. I think that's it. I think we're going to go ahead and do the best we can here. Other news in Diplo. So Saramati has been getting crushed. TNN apparently has just completely fallen. They're down to just their cap, basically. And I was kind of telling him, like, look, man, like, what were you thinking? You declared war on them. He's like, well, I was going to have to because they surrounded me. And I was like, yeah, but, like, you just lost a big army to Vanheim. You could have waited till, like, somebody else wanted to help you in the war. But instead, you have, like, a unilateral war as a smaller nation against a larger nation. And it's like, you didn't even have a plan. Like, these guys had Mind Hunt, and they just Mind Hunted all his elves, and he didn't have a plan for that. He didn't really have a plan for how he was going to win an army, like a major battle. He just didn't really have a plan. So anyway, now Kailasa, who's a very good player, has basically gotten a completely free win where he didn't have to fight shit, because basically TNN and I did most of the fighting, and he had to fight a little bit. And then he got another completely free war here, and meanwhile I've gotten Cancer City. So, yeah, anyway. That is just how the game works, unfortunately. So anyway, but he's thinking about... I've told him basically I'm kind of a vassal. If I get my feet under me well enough, like, where I get another capital or something, or I get, like, all my lands back and they're not raided, I might start playing like I'm trying to win. Which might involve attacking Kailasa, because they are very scary. But until that point, I'll be happy continuing to send him lanterns and otherwise assisting them in a victory, because a victory for him will mean the loss of the people who attacks me, which right now I think is the way we're going to do it. Have to teach them a lesson, not to be idiots and rush me. So yeah, that's basically it. Trying to think if there's anything else really for this turn. I think I've basically done it all. There's some issues, like, let's go over some of the worries. Some of the worries are the flying Melkort comes and kills everybody. But flying in a Melkort is actually kind of dangerous, because these guys, flying in really close to high-powered death mages, they tend to zap the shit out of you. So he could get Hand of Death, he could get Drain Lifed. There's a bunch of ways that he can die up close. And then also, hopefully, these guys deploy on the Milkroot. Oh, this guy's also making fire elementals, but that doesn't really matter. So, anyway, that's one risk, but, you know, who knows what will happen. He could come back here and mess my guys up. The other thing that scares me is that if the imps and whatever at the beginning serve like 0, and I haven't tested any of this really, but if they really are almost 0 deterrent, then the armies could get really close, and then my guys start casting dumb stuff, and having an army of idiot mages, well, I mean, I think we all know how that's gonna go. So anyway, that's one way it could play out. Yeah, I think that's about it. Wait, I think I had a water bottle somewhere. What did I do with that water bottle? Oh, here it is. We're definitely gonna put the water bottle on somebody. Let's put it on this guy. Does everybody here... I think everybody here has... For my Banes, they have both of the attack boosters. Good. This guy is coming from another province. I had to give him boots. This guy's got it, okay. Coming here, I think one of them doesn't. Okay, let's give you... Okay. Break siege. So that'll be nice. We'll get an extra water elemental for that battle. I don't know if it's going to matter much, but it could matter. Water elementals are very, very killy. But yeah, I think that's it. We're definitely doing the best we can. And tune in next time. We'll see how it goes.